to the show with your friend and mine. So tell me, Dr. Squee, who's it gonna be this time? We like to hear you talk, but we love to hear you listen. And if you are not subscribed, you won't know what you're missing. So welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Headphones up. Here we go.
How would it help if I add myself to the stream? Hello and welcome to the Dr. Squee Show, prepared as ever. Today we're welcoming one of my fellow presenters from SW20 Radio. She hosts not only Amy Claire every Sunday from 2 o'clock, but also the Request Show every Thursday. And she's going to talk to us all about that, about her music, which is now available on all your favorite streaming services, as well as singing in choir as well. She has just been on the wind down from her radio show as we record this. So don't worry, I'll wind her up in plenty of time. Please welcome back to the Dr. Squee Show. I don't think she's ever been. Miss Amy Claire. How are you doing, Amy?
Good afternoon, Dr. Squee. I am good, thank you. A little bit hot, but can't complain.
Yeah, we're not used to this much sun. Look, I'm recording here from England, and we're not used to this sun. Wales, doubly so. I think the law that it has to rain a certain amount of days per month in Wales.
Yeah, wouldn't be Wales without rain.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to go through it all with you, but I thought we'd start off with how you kind of got your love of music, because that seems to be the central theme for you. And I know there is an absolutely wonderful tradition in Wales, of course, of kind of choral singing, linked to the mines and linked to local communities. I'm imagining, just because I know you're kind of like in the choir to this day, that it was through the church you got involved. But tell us what kind of excited your love of music, first of all.
So I actually began music with the piano at the age of 6, and then I went into choirs about the age of 9 or 10, and they were the Cardiff County and Wales Glamorgan choirs. So I was in the junior in primary school, then the high school choir, then moved up to youth. So I began those in year 6 in primary school. So also my piano gave me a good grounding for music.
Yeah, piano, it seems to be... I think playing an instrument as well as singing does help you with the kind of musical language and all that. Did you find that?
Oh, yes, definitely. For me personally, I think the piano is one of the best instruments you can start with, because it also helps with the theory, the music reading, the coordination with your hands as well on the piano. So, yeah. Excellent.
And what were the kind of musical influences for you? So was it mostly the kind of hymns in choir, or was it kind of was there some chart stuff you got into? What kind of excited you as a musician?
Well, growing up obviously with my parents, been introduced to all sorts of music from the 60s upwards. And then obviously as you get older, you start hearing all the chart music. But also love choral and hymnal music as well, from singing in church, which I do to this day. Singing a duet in church this morning. So yeah.
I mean, it's what I kind of love. It's because what I enjoy about my show on SW20 is the fact that I kind of as the same, and I did not rip this off you on purpose, but we both kind of do themes of the week on our shows. And what I love about that is it's always stuff you never expect people to come up with for you to play, stuff you've never heard of. And you're probably the one that puts prime examples. You pick the most obscure stuff I've never heard of, but it's always delightful to discover music that way.
Yes, I think that comes from just looking on music platforms, requests I've had, just stumbling across music on the internet. Just variety of places that you just hear music from. You think, what is this? And oh, I like this one. And my dad knows a lot of comedy songs. So yeah, I hear those as well. And sort of sometimes request sort of bizarre ones on various shows.
Yeah, the only headache is with some of the Welsh ones, I'm going to admit, it's the spelling. I'm not going to lie. But also, it's this person knew someone in the 50s in Wales, and I've got to try and research that. I've got to try, if it's not available on the streaming, which does sometimes happen with your requests, I've got to find it somewhere. But it's a lot of fun. I do appreciate the different tunes. How about for you, though? So having started off in music at the age of 6, what's the kind of musical journey you've gone on, if you will? Like, do you still enjoy the same stuff you used to? Do you have you progressed in your tastes and what you kind of tend to play more?
I think my taste has definitely widened thanks to presenting on the station. So yeah, obviously, as I said earlier, I've grown up on the 60s upward music, and then just progressed to hearing all the newer music as I've got older.
Brilliant. And yeah, well, we did want to talk about how you got involved in SW20. So you've been on the station pretty much since the beginning, is that right?
So the station officially launched in April 2020, and then I joined the team in the June.
And how did you get to know the team? How did you get involved yourself?
So it's actually through the Virtual Tavern Facebook group. That's where I first saw it when Rod was hosting the request show back then, and he was streaming live into the group for requests. Then I started requesting, enjoying the show. Then I got chatting to Rod, obviously, as I was requesting, dropping him messages for the songs. And then he gave me the nudge to say, I think you'd be really good at it because I've been doing my lockdown singing lives on Facebook. So he kind of saw me doing those and thought I'd be good at radio presenting. So I thought, shall I, shan't I? And I thought, oh, what the heck, we're in lockdown. Not much else to do at the moment. So I thought, let's go for it. Tried it, and then obviously didn't know what I was doing very much at the start, but then gradually developed into doing themes. So had more of a knowledge of what I was going to do then for my shows.
And I do like the fact that Roger Tompkins, if you haven't heard his show, it really is fantastic, and he has got such a deep bench knowledge of both from classic kind of tunes to the modern age, the modern day tunes. And I did love when we went around. We had a little bit of an SW20 get together, which was my first time meeting a lot of the people. And Roger was there, and he was doing mixing on kind of like just whatever dance tunes and stuff. I'm always endlessly impressed. But it's kind of funny that the old stalwart of radio, which RT is, like, I'm pretty sure he was on the first radio broadcast ever, but that's another story. He introduced you, one of the younger members of the station. But even then, since the station's launched, there really is kind of right up to kind of teenagers who are just getting into music now who are presenting shows, which I find endlessly exciting about the station.
Yes, definitely. Definitely a lot of scope for the younger students to start learning with us. We went into partnership with Glamorgan Music School and had the kids from there. Obviously had the kids from different schools that Susie's been into with DJ for a Day project. So I think that's been a really good incentive for the young ones to start learning early, introduce them to music, obviously the theme music. Yep. And we'll say the technology and the skills as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's really exciting, and I love the fact that they've now done days where they have schools coming to the station and everything. I think that's so exciting. I remember probably one of the most exciting day trips I went to when I was at school was making a brick making factory where we got to make our own brick. And it's somewhere around the house somewhere. I'm just looking around the studio. I don't think it's in here, but I've got a brick with Ian's written on it. It was meant to be ENS, but I got told off because I'd done something in the process slightly wrong. They're going, well, you won't see the little dot. I go, well, just say Ian's brick. That'll be fine. It'll identify it as my brick, personally. So that's a very, very minor question. But getting back to your show. So you said when you got to do that first show, had you done anything in live broadcasting at all before that? Or was that your first show on any kind of live broadcast at that stage?
In terms of radio, yes. I'd had shout-outs on radio before, but not actually done it myself. The closest I got to was, I think, doing my lives on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that is an exciting thing, though, because young people now, it used to be, unless you're very fortunate to get in a position where you can get on radio or TV or whatever else, that would be your first experience of broadcasting if you were lucky enough to get that. Now, young people are doing YouTubes from the age of 5. They've got their own channel, which they're getting millions of viewers on already. I think it's a wonderful way of starting. Did that give you a bit more confidence when you were entering radio?
Yeah, definitely. New confidence, new skills. Yeah.
And so you said was it the June that you got involved in the station?
Yes.
So is this you're 1 year into it, a bit over 1 year, or is it a couple of years now?
2
years. So when you look back on those earlier shows to what you do now, how much has changed and how much do you feel more confident? How much has the show kind of evolved in that time?
So as I said earlier, I didn't know very much about what I was doing. sort of kind of making it up as I went along, with things like the National Day or just features or particular types of music. Then it evolved more into themes as I went along, and I thought, oh yeah, themes might be easier. It's a lot easier to theme the songs and structure the shows. So yeah, I think as I've gone on, I've sort of got rid of a few of the features to develop my shows into themes. So yeah, it's evolved quite a lot, I think.
And you now also, you were saying about RT originally doing the request show. Now that's your kind of baby. Like you occasionally have a week off, but generally that's you hosting that. How's that been, hosting another show which is so reliant on people putting in requests and things like that? I always find that slightly nerve-wracking because, like, what if no one requests anything?
I'm actually quite lucky with that because I have actually got a very loyal circle of listeners. I tend to collect them in advance because obviously the request show gets quite busy when I have all the requests in total. So I tend to get them in advance, and yeah, I'm lucky that I do get listeners week in, week out, and they're starting to introduce their friends to it as well. So that's really good and a big help as well.
And if you'd like to just share with us, what about the when you know the choir singing, which you've been doing from such a young age? That must be such just a natural part of your week. Is that still as important to Welsh communities as it used to be? Do you think it's still got that kind of spirit behind it?
Yes, definitely. Wales is still very, very much known for choir singing. I think we're most famous for our male voice choirs. I've seen quite a lot of male voice choirs in concerts locally over the years, and I love them and their harmonies, and they travel the world and they win awards, and just get really famous, and yeah.
Fantastic. And you also go to open mic nights and kind of just go up there. Again, that seems like it's a different type of nerves, because I've done both radio presenting and live presenting, and the butterflies you get are equal but different. I find. How's that for you going up there and just performing? Because it's in a group of strangers which are right there in the room. How do you find that?
I haven't actually made it to an open mic night recently. I did when I was back in high school. Obviously the nerves were definitely there, and you sort of worry if people are going to judge me. If you're doing it in a pub, for example, if they've got a few drinks down there, are they going to, what they're going to think? They're going to judge you. But obviously, if you think you've got a good voice, then hope that they like your voice. Then that sort of relaxes you when you start, and they become receptive to you, and they sort of turn their heads to listen. But I've done a lot of karaoke in the past. That's a lot of fun. Obviously, that's a lot more relaxed because karaoke is just open to anyone really, and just have a good time, and just sing songs that you like, whether you can sing or not.
Well, that's the thing. You can sing, so you've got that. Like, it's almost like I don't want to say cheating, but I'm saying if you go up with you've got a singing voice and you go up for karaoke, you're just going to only look great because you've got the likes of me going up after a few shandies and singing awfully. So it must be quite relaxing doing karaoke, I would imagine.
Yeah, what I find is obviously because I've been singing since a young age, it's kind of relaxing for me, and I still sort of try quite hard, and just because that comes naturally to me as a singer. I'm still focusing quite hard on what I'm singing, to try and sing it as well as I can, rather than just relaxing and just having fun like others do.
Yeah,
it's one of those sort of instinctive things.
And talking about your music, so you're now on the streaming services. Is it 3 songs you've got up at the moment?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us all about that. Tell us what kind of inspired you to actually get going and put the music out there.
Well, having done music from a young age, and just presenting on the station as well as keeping my music going with my singing and piano. I just took the plunge. I thought we've come through lockdowns, and I thought, I knew I wanted to do a lot more with my music. So I thought just one day, why not? Let's go for it. Let's try it. So I reached out for help with the lyrics and the melody, and it all came together then. So I started in August last year, or over the summer, and then had my first release, Angel Wings, which has a personal meaning to me because it was about losing my nan 10 years ago in 2021 to the horrible disease that is pancreatic cancer. So then that inspired the song that I came up with, Angel Wings. Then I decided to do a cover of my favourite hymn, Amazing Grace. So I found my producer Gabby for that. And then my third song, River of Life, is just lyrics sort of came from nowhere, really. But it's just sort of more about inspiring people just to think positively and just do what their passion is, and pursue their dreams and try and live a positive outlook in life.
And that seems very important to you, that kind of positivity, and the fact that you've chosen Amazing Grace, which, by the way, is one of my favorite hymns ever. I don't know if it counts as a hymn/songs, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Why is positivity so important to you? Because it seems like that is something you exude in everything you try and do.
Yes. So for a few years now, I've had an interest in the law of attraction and thinking positively to attract good things into my life. And having been through some things in the past, just got to seize the day and live life to the full and just be positive if you can. Believe you will achieve things if you put your mind to it, and follow your dreams, pursue your passions, and just try your best at everything. If you don't succeed, obviously, there are always other routes to go down. But if you're lucky that things work out for you as you hoped in what you wanted to pursue, then great.
See, I think the thing we only are missing now at this stage is we've got so many talented musicians on SW20. We need an SW20 music night. So we got yourself, we've got Leezy, Matt Lee's music. Please do check it out. Susie Webb, Bluesy Susie, again, check her music out, as well as Craig Webb. And we've got just such a wealth of talent. We need an SW20 because, they've got these regular events which they do live. There's one coming up actually. I'm going to advertise it, even though it conflicts slightly with Squee Fest. I don't mind, though. I'm very generous with this kind of thing. But they've got one coming up on the 10th of September, which is going to be live in the park down there.
I believe it's Cumbrand Bandstand in the town centre.
Brilliant. But we haven't had an SW20 music day. What's up with that? You guys need to organise this. Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, that would be good. I think Susie was on about that on one of her shows, that we should get something with all those musicians from the station.
Yeah, because I keep on saying about things keep on getting bandied about as far as all singing some Christmas hit. Let's just face it, I'm just going to murder whatever I sing. I don't mind doing a line in something like that. That's fine. I'll quite happily do it. I'm sure I could keep on tune for about 5 or 6 words. But yeah, we've got some legit talent here. We need to get an album going. Anyway, I did promise you, and I'm now going to, much to your chagrin, I'm sure, follow through on this. It's time to do our little game we play here. So on the Dr. Squee show, now I say this little game we do here, this game which I've done, I think it's the 3rd time randomly when I've had SW20% on. But we had Chris Jones, who played this game. We got Susie Webb and now yourself. And the game is...
It's coming now.
You do, don't you? You see? I didn't warn you in advance. So the game is... everything that I'm going to give you clues to is going to rhyme with your name. So I've gone with Amy C because there's so many permutations of Amy Claire, Amy Liddington, Amy C. I went with Amy C. So everything rhymes with Amy C. And you have to put it into a full sentence. So with Bluesy Susie, it's like Bluesy Susie is dancing the Batusi, I think was what I came from, which was the old Batman dance. So these are all things which rhyme with Amy C. And you need to deliver them in full sentences. And the thing I learned after the first time I did this with Chris was I just kept it going until he'd finished. Like I said, it would be just 1 minute or 2 minute, whatever time limit I said. This just keeps going until you get them all. So you're stuck here, as is anyone listening, until we get through these. So you ready to play?
Okay.
Come on. There's more confidence than that needed. Are you ready to play?
Come on, bring it on.
There you go. So your limitless time starts now. So you are going to the loo to do a number 1. And it's also a word for small in Scottish and Irish. Just a small thing, not a large thing. What?
Oh, we.
Yeah. So go on. There you go. You've requested a vegetable, but just one singular one, and it's a little green thing.
Amy has a pee?
Amy C's having a pee. There you go.
There's things going on here.
What? No, I used a different meaning for that one. I wasn't just going to go for wee jokes all the way through. You're in court and you're saying you're innocent. by your lawyer. They put in a, what do you put in when you're saying if you're innocent or guilty? You put in a
Plea.
full sentences, please.
He has a plea.
Okay, third in a row where you haven't done a sentence though. I'm just might have to deduct points here. Oh, you're reaching your pockets for the thing you use to open the door.
Amy C has a key. Or
There you go. Okay. I'm just trying to think of a clue for this one. You know when they protest at sporting events and they it's also something people do when they're proposing.
Amy C is on her knee.
There you go. You're singing a song from The Sound of Music.
Amy C is singing ABC.
No, that's another song. That's one I could have had, but I didn't. It's still with a deer, a female deer.
Amy C is singing Do a Deer.
What's the right? What's the thing? It's do
a deer, female deer.
No, do re mi. Oh, for Christ's sake! Amy C is singing do re mi. Come on, it's not called do a deer, is it? Honestly, I thought Sound of Music. She's going to get this one. You're doing the thing which they do when they it's quite often done as a memorial to people, and they do it when they cut down wooden things which grow in the ground. Didn't give away there. So Amy C is
cutting a tree.
They put it in the ground. That's not when you cut it, is it?
Planting a tree.
There you go. Okay. Well, if you go to the streaming services after you've paid the money to sign up and you're listening to Amy Claire's music, as everyone's going to do after this, what are they doing with the thing that you've made, and how much did it cost them at that point?
Amy C has a fee?
No. So what's the thing that you sing? It's songs are a type of... If you're singing, it's like you're singing, you're playing instruments. That's all. What's the banner heading for that one?
Musical.
Yeah, music. Yeah. And if you don't have to actually pay anything when at the point of listening,
free.
So put it in a sentence.
Amy C has free music.
Amy C's music is free.
Free.
Yeah, free's got to go in the end for it to write. Oh, the rules of this one are not complicated, Amy. You're having a triangle of cheese.
Amy C has dairy.
There you go. And finally, you're eating spicy chicken. It's like a sauce they put in Nando's quite a lot. Begins with a P. Yeah, so full sentences, please.
Amy C is eating sweet chili.
No, not sweet chili, but like the begins with a P, the sauce they put on in Nando's.
Peri peri?
Say full sentence again, jeez. Oh.
I don't know spicy foods.
But put in a full sentence and this can all be over for everyone concerned. So,
I've been on air for 2 hours. My brain's addled.
You've just got the answer. Put it in the sentence and we're done here. So?
Amy C is eating peri peri.
Thank you. Jeez. Oh, that was harder work than Bluesy Susie. And she remembers how hard work that was. Chris was quite good at this, actually. Quite good at this game. Amy C, thank you very much for joining us today. Did you have a good time?
I did with that after that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game was obviously your favourite part of it, obviously. But...
Obviously, yes.
So please do hang on the line because I've just got to ask you something when we finish. But guys, thank you very much for joining us for this little Dr. Squee show. We'll be back with some more shows soon. And please do keep it posted to the Dr. Squee show social media, where we'll be making some more guest announcements very soon for Squee Fest. That's the 10th and 11th of September, 2 p.m. till 2 p.m. So it doesn't clash too badly with the SW20 event. But we've already announced Ian McNeice, the wonderful actor from Churchill from Doctor Who, who's in Doc Martin all the way through the series. He's in recently in The Sandman and many other things. He's been in any TV show you can mention, pretty much. We've got loads of podcasts announced, so please do keep it tuned for more announcements on Squee Fest. Amy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I've been Dr. Squee. That was my show. And please remember, one thing I will just quickly do. Obviously, Squeefest is being done in the aid of a good cause. So please go to justgiving.com/sheltersquee, where you can donate now. It's right at the bottom of the page. Don't wait till the day. Donate now if you've got the money to do so. If you haven't, please don't worry. Please tune in on the day and have a good time, because we understand people are in difficult financial situations at the moment. Never want to make anyone feel guilty. It's all about having a good time. But if you can afford to donate, details right there. So I've been Dr. Squee. That was my show. In a world where you can be literally anything, please be kind. He said, desperately looking around for the outro theme. Bye.
Welcome to the show with your friend and mine. So tell me, Dr. Squee, who's it gonna be this time? We like to hear you talk, but we love to hear you listen. And if you are not subscribed, you won't know what you're missing. So welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Welcome to the Dr. Squee Show. Headphones up, here we go.